Alright guys, I'm starting to think I got a bad crank sensor, because I wish I could have showed it to you, but I couldn't get my camera started soon enough. I unplugged the crank sensor, tried to fire it up. Obviously, it failed. It wouldn't run without the crank sensor. Now, what I've heard is that with the crank sensor, you're supposed to be able to run it in limp mode just off the optical sensor. Well, being that the engine won't fire at all with the crank sensor unplugged, does that mean I have a bad optical sensor? Fire it up here and see if it does what it does, but it really picks its own part. And now it's just running like complete shit. This thing is so backwards, there's got to be a bad sensor somewhere or something. I'll try doing what I did before. Started up, it got loud again. Sounded like it has been for the last 500, 600 miles.
Give me just a second. And after it ran for about 20 seconds, the smoke went away when it started running the way it needed to run. Smoke went away, and then by itself, the engine got insanely quiet. Sounds like it lost its time. And then, if you want to know what I'm doing in the background, I'm trying to repeat the process that I did before to make it run for a short amount of time. I unplugged the crank sensor, cranked it over, failed to start, plugged it back in, started it, and it ran normal. For a few moments, I'm seeing if I can get it to do that again. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention to the screen. Yeah, see now? Much louder. Let's see if it'll quiet down by itself. Much less smoke. Let's see if it does it by itself here. That's about what it's been sounding like for the last 400 miles. It's still smoking though. I know I got a bad turbo, but it makes no sense that it gets worse and better as the timing's doing this. Now it sounds like it's staying where it wants to stay. Typical turbo lag smoke. Let's see what happens here. That's just crazy. Turn TDC learn on. Actual injection timing jumps to 25.5, and I get a negative 2.02. I mean, I know that the scanner's at its limits at negative 2.02. But I don't understand the injection timing of 25.5. That just seems like an unrealistic number. See, now the engine's really quiet again here. Show you how quiet it got after. I'm about as confused as I can get with this damn thing. Now, I'm going to do this one more time. I know it seems really stupid, but I'm going to do it one more time. I don't know if me unplugging this crank sensor and trying to start it without it, and then plugging it back in and starting it, is making it catch where it needs to be. But for some reason, it seems to do what it needs to do. And I'm sure as hell not going to go up and down the road unplugging my crank sensor, plugging it back in for this thing to run right. Gotta be something stupid. I don't know the history of this crank sensor. Tons and tons of white smoke still. Tons and tons. See what we get with this. So, negative 202. Alright guys, I'm going on 6 minutes here. I just went ahead and did that whole ordeal, unplugging the crank sensor and plugging back in. Clearly didn't do anything. Any idea is really appreciated. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but I do not have a filter plugged in behind the optical sensor. I haven't for the longest time, and anything like this ever happened. So, any advice much appreciated. I really got to get this thing back on the road by tomorrow.